we thought a good opportunity to get back to the digital world, at least on the live world, would be to pay tribute to Kavita Chaudhary. Now, Kavita Chaudhary, as we all know, she's been a great actress. And by and large, people in this country know her for two reasons. One is, of course, the film Udan, and which everybody still remembers, and a story about her own sister. A film which has inspired many Indian women to have broken the glass ceiling and become police officers. And we have her sister was the second IPS officer after Kiran Bedi. She herself was from the National School of Drama, along with Anupam Kher and Satish Kaushik, and moved to Mumbai. And that's where she became an actress. And the most important thing why in India and why Olys is here paying tribute to Kavita Chaudhary, for one very good reason, is that she was Lalitaji. Lalitaji was serf. And she told us that serf ke kharidari mein hi samajdari hai. So the first person I have, and I'm very happy that he agreed to come in over here, is Sam Matthew Tass. He has worked on very many international campaigns, including Lipton, Unilever, and JAL at the London offices of Lintus, New York, and Lintus, Sydney, and Lintus, Bangkok. Now that itself, that he is an international advertising person amongst us. The result of all this were a series of films that were directed by him, along with radio, for the leprosy eradication and awareness program. You remember Lintus at one point of time used to do a lot of work on social service, on social communication. And he has also worked on a series of films for the polio programs for BBC World Service. Now, other than his passion for public service communication, along with Alek Padamsee, he has produced a memorable work on events, including the introductory tracks of friendship section of the Asiad, that exhibition that was held in 1982, the historical launch of Little Soap with the waterfall. Now, here is the man himself. And the curtain raiser sound light live action sequence continent in a chrysalis for the Asian Advertising Congress in that I think was also 1982. The leprosy eradication care for the elderly, Mother Teresa, and the story of hope for the International Year of the Child, which won the Clio, the Oscar in USA in international advertising, amongst others. So Omio Chaudhary, Omio Babu coming in from Kolkata. Now Omio Babu has a very interesting take. Thank you, Omio Babu, for coming in. Omio Babu passed out in 1972, which makes, as I said, these are all veterans. So more veteran than I am. And then he didn't know what to do. He had a science thing, and somebody said, why don't you join advertising? So he said, how do you join advertising? He said, you go, there is a company called HTA, and you go to HTA and you get jobs. It's about how Lalitaji happened. Now, everybody knows it happened because of Niirna was battling with the low price, whatever, and there are three girls who all became Sabki Pasand Niirna. But tell us, it's yours. Go ahead.
Well, what happened was Alec was a very, very, very practical guy. I mean, where beauty had to be used, he used beauty. Where brains had to be used, he used brains. Now, Niirna was giving a big run for its money to levers, and they had the powder, and so did Surf. The only difference was a muthi, a handful, was the measure which every housewife would use. So they would put one muthi, two muthis, or three muthis for washing, bucket wash. And Alec discovered one thing, that where we were using two muthis, you had to use 4 muthis of Niirna for the same wash. So actually what was happening was Surf cost double the money of the other powder, but you're using double the quantity. So as a result, the equations were the same. And a good friend that he was, a big conjuice that he was, a very practical man, he looked up to his mother. He created a role model of his mother, a good Gujarati woman who was very practical and who used wisdom in all expenditure in terms of household.
Got him Kavita Chaudhary, who was probably moving into Mumbai.
Right.
Okay, now, Omi Babu, a big question here.
Yeah.
Lalitaji is the only character in Indian advertising
Yeah.
who was not a brand ambassador, as we keep calling that stuff. Loosely keep using that word that was he was not an Amitabh Bachchan who was doing 25 different products at the same time, and every day there is a new. But what was Lalitaji? Why did she? Okay, I can understand that she looked like that middle class, Behenji next door or Bhabiji next door or whatever it was. But the fact is that where do you look at Lalitaji's role in Indian advertising?
But he created a personality. Because I later in the brand summits, because he was represented with Mr. Sunu Sen, with Alec Padamsi, and he established about this character, about the brand personalization. That's exactly understood. That's the real insight he understood. Perhaps the kind of inspiration came from his mother.
He chose a down-to-earth person because a down-to-earth person was connected to the product. Coming to the girl in the bikini in Little, he didn't go for a sex object. He was so practical, and every guy had a woman riding a horse or running by the beach or whatever else, which was the standard bikini ad or a soap ad or whatever it is. It's the same visuals. You could replace the end product. What Alec thought was, listen, what the word he said in the brief was bindas. Alec's ads were not necessarily award winners. They were ads which worked in the marketplace. More important was that it sold the product. He built brands out of every product, whether it was a cherry blossom, whether it was a Little, whether it was a Niirna, Fighting Niirna with Surf. They were all brand builders. They were not necessarily award winners. But people like Shonal Sen, they were not looking at awards. They were looking at rewards.
Yeah, I understood that because followed about this marketing principles as well as Alec Padamsi also, because I love this idea of presentation of idea Alec Padamsi in a very dramatic way. And one more thing, Alec Padamsi was loved this kind of switching the brand positioning, the brand positioning, rebranding of the concept. The positioning has been shifted because previously what Nima, what the new way of Nima was selling or what the way of Sarp was selling, he just give a swift and the kind of switched on and a new kind of the brand positioning where the consumer found that yes, there's a voice, because in the film itself, because he was talking to a male vegetable seller.
I think all the girls and ladies who are watching this or will watch it later on YouTube will feel very good about you. They're going to have a feel good because, as you said, that Surf gave them a voice. Actually, it did. Actually, it did, when consciously or unconsciously, and I'm sure they'll all be very happy, even though that was somewhere in the 80s, all that was happening. And it was dominating the Doordarshan. That was the time we only had Doordarshan, and both Shunu and Alec actually dominated Doordarshan, frankly speaking. I mean, that's exactly what it was.
That even if we don't know a Kavita Chaudhary, we remember a brand called Lalitaji. We remember the cherry blossom guy. We remember a lot of people, but the names are left behind.
Thank you very much for being with us, and thank all our viewers and all those who all have made the comments. Please stay in touch. We have lots of things lined up now. Thank you.
Thank you. God
Thank
bless.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.